Hello, divine beings. Hello, divine creators. We're Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. This one's going to be a little bit different because we're replying to a comment on our YouTube on the upload of the week 18 to 25 January. The video is called Justice is Served on Your Behalf by the Universe, and we had a beautiful comment which we were going to reply, but realized this actually might be useful for the collective. Disclaimer. This reply requires a bit of divine anger because it's a divine feminine dissolving, right? We in meditation source called us, oh, but Kemet, you know that you're the destroyer. And we're like, what do you mean? We're so nice. Like, yes, you're lovely, you're beautiful, but you're the destroyer. And what do you mean? When people come into your presence, dissolve. Whatever conditioning and mindset they have, dissolve. You dissolve, you destroy, you crumple. Until they come to pure source, and then they build upon that frequency. Destruction, in order for the creation to be pure. You can't have creation without destruction, and you're allowing the destruction of the limitation, of the condition, of the programming. So once that's dissolved, everything in their physical is also disrupted, collapses, in order for what is true to be born. We're like, okay, we'll take that. That feels, it's aligned with love. Everything has the capacity to be aligned with love, right? The word dissolves to the truth of what it means for us to be a destroyer, destructive, a collapser. So divine anger is required here. That feminine no longer being suppressed, but completely liberated and free. As such, we might be using some swear words, a bit of vulgarity, as the humans would say. And this isn't to... It doesn't paint Source doesn't actually give a shite or shit what we say or do. They're so at ease with us as we're at ease with them. It's more the depth of the feeling, of the meaning, the juiciness for us feels aligned with these words, right? Because we hardly ever use swear words on this channel. We feel that the language is enough and sufficient to describe what we need to, but for this, just disclaimer. Raw, we don't give a fuck. Here we go, with love. And it's to assist you to also just really have your divine anger to clear this, because it's powerful and it's time, right? So the beautiful comment. We must have said shame in the reading at some point, releasing the shame or clearing the shame, right? And we receive here, the comment says by Kay. Thank you, Kay, for this comment. The shame is so heavy. I've been moving through it, but new layers and relative manifestations keep popping up. Am I perpetuating this, or am I actually healing anything? Sometimes it feels right, but often it feels like spirals, and I think I must be doing it wrong, just perpetuating the problem. Is it even possible to get it wrong? First of all, Kay, you are doing it right. Okay? You are indeed releasing your cycle of shame. You're not going in spirals. What we feel for you is to release the shame at the root in order for you to release it completely from your system. Okay, so we're going to go to the root of shame. Shame is caused by guilt. Shame isn't yours. First of all, if you feel ashamed of you, it has nothing to do with you. It is because you have given someone or something outside of yourself authority over what you do. So you feel guilty for how you be in accordance to how others perceive you, how others think and believe. And because you are not operating as others perceive life or others believe you should, you feel guilt of being, and you feel ashamed whenever you then rebel against this guilt. You see, it's the rebellion of this guilt. Oh, shame. Okay, shame of you existing, shame of your power. First of all, rush, we release this. Stop giving a shit, a fuckery fuck about what anybody else outside of you thinks of you. Finished, klaar, done, poof. Oh, release the opinion of anyone else. Release the guilt of you. Because one, it's insanity. Because you are observing this person or these people or this belief system or this conditioning. And you are trying to now be appropriate for these people, this conditioning, this programming. And if it's many people, maybe it's family members, or maybe it's some sort of society, a collective, a group of people, a gathering of people, right? Whether it's through religion, culture, tradition, whatever it might be. And especially when it comes to your family, the generations, whatever it might be, the extended relatives, even your neighbors, whatever it might be, even the strangers, whatever it might be, you're stepping out of your house. And already you are perceiving what people are going to think about you. So already you are projecting what you believe they're going to think. And so now you are adjusting yourself to the belief of this external being. But then you have to adjust to the belief of every different external being. That is true, pure schizophrenia, because you are trying to be a million things for no one, because generally they're so self-involved, they're not even thinking about you. Because if they really thought about you, they would be considering you and being like, hey, you do you. If they truly were considering you through love, you do you. Whatever you feel aligns, as long as it feels aligned and it feels like love and you're not harming yourself or the other being, yes, you do you. But if you're harming yourself and you're harming the other being, I can't stop you from doing what you want to do, but we would ask you consider what you're doing because it's bringing harm to self. That is different, you see. But most of the energies that bring about shame are not considering your well-being. They're considering condition, a rigidity, a programming, an enslavement to self. The information you receive when you are born is nonsense. It's nonsensical. Why? You are source. You came here to show everybody what you are. And yet, when you are born, everybody's telling you what you are. Then you believe them, and then you express yourself as what they believe you are, and what you believe you are in according to what they believe you are. Nonsense. You're already lost. It's nonsensical because it's not allowing you to sense your soul. It's not allowing you to align to your intuitive flow. It's nonsensical information. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to your great, whoever it is, who, in truth, most of these belief systems and these cultures were born of an age long gone, where whoever it was in the lineage was a ruler or a chief or a head of the household who pillaged and raped and killed villages, and then in a drunken stupor, I am the king, I am the law. You can only have one wife, but I can have many wives, and I can sleep with your wife, and you cannot do anything about it because I am king, and this is tradition. All that crazy things, and this is my land, and I can take anything I want, and... right? And then that's why the man and the woman and the children. And over these years, yes, that's have softened because consciousness has risen. We're like, oh, no, that doesn't feel right. So let's adjust. But why are you adjusting from what's already ill? Why not just root that? That doesn't make sense. Take that completely and begin again. But no, we keep adjusting from that base illness. So the root of it is still ill. Take out, chuck away, throw away, disintegrate, dissolve, eradicate, and let new life be. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling uncomfortable, even better. Angry, wonderful. Because finally you are releasing the enslavement. A lot of shame is brought through spiritual beliefs, the religions. And this has always been a weird space for us because, first of all, gutsy, very gutsy. Imagine taking something as sacred as pure sacred downloads, taking that information, rewriting it in order to create law by enslaving humans, then offering this new rewritten word in whatever belief system you're in, which has fragments of truth from the being who was there, but most of it is rewritten by men who wanted to rule and govern. So they give you enough for you to feel connection, but then they make sure that you need to feel the connection through them and through the laws that they have created. Those men are intelligent beings, logic, scientists, shrewd. They wanted control. So when those beautiful prophets and teachers, sons and daughters of Source, came through, sharing the word, the healing frequencies like many of you do, like we do, their words liberated far too many people for any of the governments to be happy about. So naturally, how do we then control all these free people who realize that what we have created is actually a distortion, is not real? Let's take the teachings, gather in a book. So now they have a feel for what they believe in. And they also feel invited because we welcome them. Instead of slaying them and killing them like we've been doing for hundreds of years, let's welcome them into our homes. Let's welcome them into our capitals. Let's welcome them. Let's build these structures and welcome them in. And now we've written everything in this book with a few of the energies so they can feel it. They need to believe that we're on their side. But let's make sure that everything else binds them. So now there's control. And now the empires can continue profiting. And of course, many of us were slain back then. Just like those prophets and those teachers and those sons and daughters of Source were slain. And assimilation into the system for some was easier to bring through stability. Those who saw the truth of the deception were of course persecuted as the witches and wizards and healers who we've come to know through our time, through those trials, right? The true believers, the ones who knew the truth of the word, for they did not need a book. They connected directly to the source. The dragons, right? The masteries of Source. The masters of Source. The ascended masters. So many of them slain and persecuted for a reason. There's a reason why so many of those beings we follow, those teachers they follow rather, were slain and killed. They were rebels. They were breaking down the very systems that were controlling human mind. So let's take their word, condition it, and call it a system of belief. It's just very gutsy to take the word of source, condition it, proclaim it as truth, serve it as truth, and then proclaim you'll be entering a kingdom of heaven. Gutsy. I'm like, woo, okay. I look forward to your reckoning. And as we also know, the reckoning isn't as how they've perpetrated it or of how they express it. It's more the karmic cycles and the interesting life you're going to be actually living in the days and weeks to, in the lifetimes to follow, rather. It's very fascinating to peer in those timelines. We hardly do. It is just sad and not where we want to be. We hardly speak of this energy because for us it's quite boring. It is cyclic. It is not the new energy. We, as you've come to understand, we anchor in new energy for new light codes, for we've released all of this. We've released the shame. We've released the conditioning. We don't give a fuck. Not a fuckery fuck. Not a singular one of how somebody else perceives us in being. We simply be. It's exhausting to give somebody else's opinion over you because it's born of distortion. Ew. Gross. Ugh. No thank you. Yet we come to understand that we went on quite an accelerated pathway and journey. And so, to assist others of you who are still in the learning, we're just taking a little peek back into this space. We have shared videos on this on our alchemy page years ago, so it just feels like a refresher course on this page. Cultural, traditional beliefs have the same energy. Weird laws and weird things which are not real and not true and don't really align. If any of you are saying, oh, but Kemet, it's easy for you to say, look at how you receive from source, look at how you're connected. We had to release everything. There was so much distortion in our upbringing, culturally, traditionally. None of it was love. None of it was love. It was the idea of love, but born of the enslavement of the women and the children, where the man, the abuser, was given power to such a degree that it was fashioned as love. And it still is to this day. So many cultural, traditional things kept quiet behind the doors. We don't talk about it, we don't talk about it, we don't talk about it. Why are we not talking about what is ill, what is wicked? Why are we not bringing that up and clearing these generational cycles of abuse? Why are we not stepping away and saying, no, thank you? If that's love to you, you enjoy it, but no, thank you, goodbye. I release the wickedness of the bloodlines. In our past life, we had asked the birth mother, the Sala's birth mother, we had asked them, why are you with this man who is so cruel? Why did you not, was he always like this? And he said, yes, as soon as I married him, the very night I married him, abused me and beat me. Oh, why did you not leave? I did, I went to my mother. But she told me no, I had made a new contract. That is where I belong. And in some of the cultures, right, there's a tradition where if you wed, you give your bride a kiste, which is this big chest kiste. And traditionally it's known when you give the bride the kiste, it's the parents of the bride. So you give your daughter a kiste, and that is their coffin. Here's a kiste to put at the foot of your bed where you're getting married. That's where you now get buried. That's where you die. You're now... Love. Okay. Another one, when you wed, the father of the groom can get to sample said bride before the groom does, in order to make sure everything is functioning. I'm like, what am I hearing? And unfortunately, we can feel how that was part of the culture in our very family. We can feel it. So many things Lasala's mother went through, and those frequencies of the family beyond. Will they ever admit it? Probably not. But when you connect to a source like this, nothing is hidden, you see. Nothing is hidden. And we can see the distortion and the destruction it has brought through. For those people who are the abusers, or who said, hey, go back to where you're from, they were idolized. Oh, what a beautiful soul, what a beautiful Christian woman, Christian man, right? And of course, this applies to all the religions. We're not only identifying Christianity as this, but how many times have you heard, it's what is written, the man, it's what is written, the law, the woman is to be subject, right? The children are lesser than, blah, 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 blah. Again, book written to distort. We are going deep into this, as you can feel. Should you feel angry? Yes, good. At us, even better. We're at peace. Whatever anger you're feeling, you are holding on to. It's born of whatever belief you're feeling, right? Whatever agitation, good. Discomfort in your root, fantastic. Because you know this as truth, you see. That's why it's feeling uncomfortable. If it was pure lies, you'd be feeling nothing. Because it would just... No, that doesn't resonate. But because you're feeling the distortion, oh! Many of the cultural, traditional, religious belief systems, at their essence, at their pure source frequency, when you truly tap into the word of those prophets, those teachers, you feel the love. It is only what is written around them, the binding. You can feel the wickedness straight away. You can feel the enslavement. For those beings were the rebels. They broke the chains, which now bind them in these books. Thus the shame. For most of these, the shame you feel is from these conditioned, programmed ways. The human morals, the morality. You need to be like this in order for this person, in order for you to feel, in order for you to be, in order for you to seem like a good person, a noble person, to be polite, to be well-meaning. This is how you must be. Smile, hi everybody, everything is awesome. None of it is real. Pretending. For others. So how do we release shame? Vratosh. The information you were given at birth is nonsense. Release it. No matter how loving it might seem, love would never ask you to step away from yourself. Love would ask you to honor yourself completely by allowing the true essence you are to be that which inspires you to be. Thus, everything you be will honor you first and foremost, honor the love you are, nurture and care for you, thus honor everybody else. It would respect everybody else's way. It would not need the other being's way to be destructed, to be deemed lesser before. Thou shalt not honor any other god than me was a self-instruction to you. Stop honoring other people as gods, their beliefs as gods. Release eating and receiving from the fruit of humanity. It is cyclic. Allow the regeneration process to be born of your source frequency. Allow the regeneration process to be born of your truth. Allow the expression of you to be born of the being you are, the truth, the source you are, the clarity, the truth you are, the source, the truth you are. We connected to Jesus directly because as soon as we understood, we could channel. To be honest, we connected to all the beings: Buddha, Jesus, Allah, Muhammad, Isis, Ra, all the beings, all the ascended masters. We connected to them directly and we received from them directly. But we're going to specifically speak on Jesus because that is the beautiful frequency we love. Oh, we adore this being. This being is so beautiful, so powerful, so magical. Oh, wow. What this being went through? Insane, right? Yet many of us of that time went through insane frequencies, so much persecution. That is some of the energies most of you feel when you're thinking of breaking free into your truth. It is that past persecution, trauma, rashkata, rashkata, rashkata. Let's release that. We love how this crystal wants a rainbow shine. Thank you, crystal angels. Thank you, rainbow angels. Rush. And it's a centaur with a crystal. So really allowing this energy to go, be free. Your strength and biceps strong. Your strength is in the releasing of the imprisonment. We asked him, because we were very angry. Oh, we were angry at Jesus because we loved this being. We love this being completely. As soon as we connect to this being, we feel love, we feel happy, we feel joy. We're like, why did you bring us so much pain? Being gay was so persecuted when we were growing up. In one of the churches that we went to, one of the beings who came out as being gay was exorcised. They were tied to a chair and they were exorcising the gay demon from him. But it's love. We were angry. And with such sarcasm, bluntness, and just straightforwardness, Jesus, Yeshua, because they sat right beside us on the bed, they gave us a side eye and said, first of all, I died thousands of years, roughly 1,000 years before Christianity was a thing. I am not Christian. The way we laughed, because it wasn't, I give no fucks. I'm going to tell you this. Listen, those people created that whole system 1,000 years after me. So, that not me. And as soon as that clicked, we clicked on that frequency for all of the prophets, all of the teachers. And they all came all around us, all their ascended masters. And they looked at us like, listen, you can't blame us for what the humans have written about us after we went. And they're like, Kemet, look at you. Look at you sharing all this information. Look at you being in this frequency. We're Velastri then, by the way. So this happened about maybe 4 years ago when we were still Velastri. So we're still our frequencies. For those who are wondering, what do you mean? So the different realm frequencies, right? This is the Aquarian realm. Before it was the Piscean realm. Then before that was the Aryan realm. In the Aryan realm, we came through as Ra. That was the way our frequency was able to assist in the healing frequencies. In the Piscean realm, we came through as Velastri, and now we come through as Kah-Ri. And those are the still channels of the sun frequency, the aligning frequency, the awakening frequency. How we came through as Ra, we do not know, but we do not doubt it. We just accept it, because when we were awakening as Velastri, Ra was the one in the mirror looking at us, giving us a lot of, so much love, but sternly, but also so lovingly, just very blunt. And they would always check our eyes. They would do this with us in the mirror. They still do it now. And they do this, and then they look up, and we can literally feel Ra's hand on our chin, doing this, and being like, okay, love. Checking that we're still frequency operating in love. We have no idea what will happen if that ever changes. But we can feel him say, oh, you don't want to know. But we can feel them assure us our frequency always is of that love energy. So it'll always come through. It always transmutes. We transmute to love, which is why even though you're receiving all of this, you can feel the depth of love we are radiating towards you, right? So they said to us back then, Velastri, because we're still in the Piscean realm. Yeah, it was around before the Aquarian realm really anchored in. Velastri, look at you. Look at everything you're doing. Look at all the work you're doing. Look at all the teachings. Everything you're sharing on YouTube. Everything you're sharing. Imagine now millions of people follow you and millions of people receive from your truth, and you're awakening millions of people, and they're all free. And all the structures and everything falls and they dissolve, and finally people are liberating, connecting to their source on their own, not needing anything else not needing external structures, external ways to connect to that which they already are. Hello. And imagine when you go, thousands of years, people taking your word, too many free people. Let's take these words, the word of Velastri, let's put it in a book. Let's add some rules. Because, I mean, it's 1,000 years, they're not going to remember anything. They can't remember what Velastri really said. It's a whole new era. And now we make it law. The word of Velastri, and this is how it is. That is how we have been. That is why the energies feel right, but it requires enslavement in those structures. And we are not those of enslavement. We rebelled against enslavement. That is why we were all killed, you see. Gutsy. I always wonder how those structures, alas. Not even alas. Hurrah! That is not the reality we are destined for, that we operate in. We feel that's enough. There we go. Yes, thank you. We were wondering when the click would happen to release. There. So understand, all of you who have watched this to now, you have finally gone to the root of your shame. And you've released the root. Should it be religious? Should it be cultural? Should it be traditional? Should it be whatever it is, societal? You've released that. Okay, the shame of being. Okay, they wish us to speak about homosexuality. Why has it been ruled as so, in those religions and those beliefs so wrong? It's as simple as this. That was quite simple, Source says. If in the past the Roman Empire, the emperor, happened to fall in love with the King of Spain, the merger there would be astronomical. Because in that time the kings were the rulers, right? So imagine a king of one country fall in love with the king of another country, immediate merger. We can't have peace. That'll mean that the money goes, that we share our wealth with the other kingdoms. That means that then, we can't control the king. We can't control the royals, the emperors. We can't control the people, because now the two cultures are forming together. No matter what it was, kings, presidents, sultans, emperors. If the two men fell in love, the regions would be one. That cannot happen. No. So being gay is forbidden. That's why it was in that time so more enforced for the men than the women. If you can think in terms of how even now, or rather in even the recent years, two men together still, but the women, oh, that's sexualized, right? When it becomes now to marriage and the rules, oh, now it's a problem, but the men still sexualize that energy because back then it was still the men who ran the kingdoms. So no, it has nothing to do with religion, with spirituality, with sexuality. God is not angry at you. For those of you who are watching this and you're thinking, but what am I? Okay. Source is very happy for you to be in love with anybody you feel inspired to. Okay. Everything that is harmful is born of the distortion. The distortion of it. There. Anything else you want to cover? Nope, that is it. Thank you, Kemet. You are welcome, everyone. So, shame. So now imagine, beautiful beings, imagine you now holding yourself back because of all of that bullshit. Let it go. Oh, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It's not yours. The shame is born of what other people think of you. What other people consider. And it could be even one person. It doesn't have to be a whole collective. It could be one person. Your partner, your spouse, one of your parents, even your kids. I can't do this because I have to be a good dad, I have to be a good mom, I have to be a good guardian, you know. So what you're doing is teaching your children how to be ashamed of their truth. Instead of empowering them to be the love they truly are. Shame. Useless. Like guilt. Powerful. Powerful. Why? It enslaves you. It denies you freedom. You are dead before the grave. You're not living. You are alive, but you are not living. Dead before the grave. Powerful. Useless. A useless power. Only useful for those who are in control, who govern through control and enslavement and manipulation. Yes, then we must make sure that you're guilty, you're feeling shame, because then you are powerless and they have the power over you. Radash. Clearing that. There we are. And no matter what excuses you're making, oh, but you know, it's what my parents told me, what my grandparents, it's nonsense. The information given to you at birth doesn't belong to you. No matter how loving and nice and sweet those people were, we promise we're not jaded. It's just truth. You're born here to be what you are. And yes, there are some beautiful things about the traditions and the cultures and including the religions that you were born into which assist along the journey. Yes, right? The connection in the church to Jesus really helped us to align to the frequency. And during the praise and worship songs, when it was all about praising and being loved, oh, divine. But as soon as the pastor or the priest spoke, oh, not worthy, heavy, sin, 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 sin. Weird, I never enjoyed it. I was like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we shaming? Why are we blaming? Why are we judging? What is this? What is this? It doesn't make sense. So we thank the energies for allowing us a feel for love, a guide. All of those were guides to source. Like us, we are a guide to your source. We are allowing to clear the pathways to your source. But we have never, ever, 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 ever dared insinuate that we are your source. No, thank you. We know better than to try to control you. You're powerful and your wrath mighty. No, we would rather celebrate with you in your power, in the divine delights of abundance, and honor you in your power. Katarave, Rayesh, divine creators, divine beings. We always honor you, divine creators, divine beings. Katash. Ah, there we are. You can feel you all feeling a lot more in your power, yes. There. Now, the cycles have ended of shame and guilt in your path. We've anchored you, Gatosh, to your new pathway of liberation. And those of you who have already been in this pathway, out of that cycle, whatever else you received just assisted to deepen and to bring more. Whatever it is you want to receive to it, we don't even want to define the moreness you've received, right? There. Peace. Isn't it exquisite, the peace you're feeling right now? The calm, the bliss, the love. Thank you for releasing to your source. Thank you for releasing the observation of others to your source. You've always been eternally free. It's your birthright, your existence right. And many of you have come here beyond earth. You're not of this frequency or dimension like us. So any of the words of this conditioned realm is literally useless to you. And yes, those structures of belief for the humans serve them well, for it allows them a connection to source, yet it is simply the humans who came before them who have remixed it to control and enslavement, who are still, how can we say, fooling them, tricking them, trickery, denying them the true understanding that, first and foremost, you're an extension of Source. And should you align to any of the divine frequencies of Allah, Kalatura, oh, the voice of freedom, such power in the music, in the sound, in the frequency. Yeshua, Kalotra, the frequency of freedom, of spirit, divine. Buddha, Kalatre Reshi, the frequency of inner peace, Ketol Lavare. And all the other fantastical frequencies. Hello Ganesh, Rakatava. Abundance and wealth divine, Rakayata. When you simply connect to those essences, free of the words that bind them, feel that exquisite peace. And allow that peace to illuminate the pathways to the source you are. And for those of you who are beyond these structures, you connect to the ethers, earth, fire, water, air, of the earth frequencies yourself. You've always been able to connect to the trees, the waters, the earths, the fires. You are named witches, wizards, shamans, elders, spirits, and other words of honor. You are safe. You are free. Persecution frequencies dissolved from you. The wounds of the past healed. Rush forevermore within you and around you. Your light shines infinite and eternal. The wickedness of man dissolves from your essence, existence, every fiber of your being. Now, this channel is tarot and oracle, so I'm not going to leave without a tarot, and we're going to use the Modern Witch Tarot deck just to seal in the alchemy. The Modern Witch Tarot deck. We can't see the author there. We see liminal. Okay. Sterling Ethos Productions. Okay, so let's see. Let us see, what do you now receive after this beautiful activation and disruption, collapse, dissolving of shame you have been through? The King of Wands and the Six of Wands. Look at that. Yes. See? If you had any doubt, the cards. And look, the rainbow shining in that Six of Wands. That spotlight on you is a rainbow spotlight. Yes, indeed. Ooh, and one in my crown. Raturava. Ooh, Raturava. Connecting to your third eye. Kalatrave. Yes. Would you look at that? Look at you. In your power. And we love this deck because the Modern Witch Tarot, all of the beings here are feminine. So that's a feminine being. Or what humans would consider a woman or a feminine being, even though we understand here they identify as a king. You go. You do you. And here we are. In your power, in your divine masculine, where now the fires you weave, the fires you be, the fires you wield, are born of your source, of your truth, the fruit born of you, the harvest of you, the power of you. Six of Wands, you in the spotlight, you seen, you celebrated This is the difference. You're not persecuted. You're not shamed, you see. You're not torn down. Not like in the past lives. You no longer need to fear persecution. In your power, in your truth, you are celebrated, you are seen. Look at you riding that horse, and we're going into the year of the horse, right? And look, it's fiery energy. That fire horse. The wands. Your victory. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Receive these codes. Receive these activations. Receive. Receive these codes. Receive these activations. Receive. Receive these codes. Receive these activations. Receive. Okay. Okay, we're doing a Celtic, so this is going to be quite a lengthy read. So this is you, King of Wands, and now look, you're going to be celebrated in the 6. Okay, this one just popped off as we were going to shuffle the Magician at the base. This is, you manifested this. We see 5151 as we say that. You manifested this. You manifested your power, because this is at the base of the read. The foundation of it. You've been manifesting yourself, liberation in your power. You said, hey, I want to be source creating. I want my masculine to be source. I want my masculine, my source power, my reality, what I'm doing, my actioning frequency, my mastery, my alchemy, my power. I want it to be born of source, of my truth, of my alchemy. I want to reawaken my magic. Receive. I'm going to just keep doing this as an activation for all of you who felt resonant, who stayed for this long. Thank you for trusting, and thank you for receiving all of this. Past energy. The Emperor. Okay, look at this. Look at how that masculine frequency is what you are breaking free from the enslavement of humanity. Your physical power. That control being released, dissolved. No longer that toxic Mars energy, the god of war. No, now the god of gentility, of stillness, of creation. The god that honors source and creates within the divine feminine. Divine feminine, the receiving of the birthing and then wielding upon the birthing of you. Gush, true existence, presence within present. Oh, you're in your power now. Thank you. Thank you, Kay. Thank you for that comment, because we just felt, oh, this is a reading. This is an activation. Now we know why. So thank you, Kay. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for saying, hey, Kemet, we see this loop we are stuck in. How do we? Thank you. And look, crowning, everything is fine, and the Knight of Pentacles. It's been a long journey, but everything is fine. As you were saying, it seemed cyclic. It seemed cyclic, didn't you, Kay? That's because every stone had to be left unturned, every single way. See, this is the conditioning. Each sword, a conditioning. The religion, the programming, the culture, society, your family, whatever it was, putting these swords in, pinning you down where you couldn't be free. You were on the journey to remove each and every single sword, and it's done. Everything is fine. That journey was for purpose, for you to make sure you release all the swords. And not only that, wounded healer, that you then release the scars. So now when you were going forward in your truth, this is you celebrating you without any scars. Look at this, it's powerhouse. King of Wands, Magician, the Emperor, and the Six of Wands. Look at this, powerhouse. You have no scars, you have no wounds. Hatosh. Look at how you are now. Look at you now. And this is how all will see you, in honor, in power. All respect you. This is you. Feel that energy, right? Why on earth would you be ashamed of this? Anyone who causes shame or guilt of you being this, meaning anybody who has received this reading and they're going to have hate comments and heckles, they want me here, they want us here. Except the true Ten of Swords, not everything is fine, they want us here pinned down. So any power you give guilt and shame or people, they want you here. This is not worth it. They are not worth it. Release them, see them where they are, as wicked, hateful people who want you down. Ignore it. You be in your power. You be in your truth. Razar, dissolve it. Rash. You be in your power. You be in your truth. It's been long overdue and you've been doing the work, right? So let's see what's coming through now for you. What is coming now? Now that you have released it. Communication, an answer, understanding, clarity already with this reading, but there is new insight, there is information, but we feel offers, opportunity now in your power. Everything you've been wanting needed you to be in that powerhouse of energy before you could receive it. And now look, finally things start to move for you. So this is also representing you moving. And look at the base, the Hierophant, yes. You've released the conditioning. Second house energy is Taurus. Your foundation is now yours. You're no longer in the conditioned sense of source. This is, you see, this is you. You have broken free of that religious, cultural, traditional belief systems that keep you enslaved. This is you being source in your own right. And look, you have been through it. You have been through it to come into your own wisdom and your power here. And this is the divine masculine, right? The Hierophant energy. This would be the high priest energy, right? So look at you now, high priest in the physical, with the same power, intuitive prowess as the high priestess. And from where you were pinned down, look at you, you're on a horse, you're moving. So now things start to move swiftly. We feel this is less communication. It's communication in terms of clarity and you receiving downloads and understanding, yes, of course, but more also, look at you now. You have an idea and you're off. Nothing stops you. Fast moving frequency. The mind is on your side now. The mind is with you. The mind is not against you. The mind is now flowing swiftly with you. Your power. Whew. Break through the Chariot and look. Four of Swords, yes, definitely. Swift movement now. Now that you have cleared this, now it's been dissolved. It's done. Whatever cycle, whatever loop, whatever it is, it's gone. You sitting through this reading, you allowing us all of that information was literally just taking this root out, that weed 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 out. And poor weeds, we know you're also plants. We're not shaming you here. We're simply saying that which is unwanted being rooted right out, right? You are moving fast, and whatever you're doing now brings you ease because it's in your power. You can rest now. Rest deeply within you, resting in your power, resting in your frequency, resting in your truth. Those sores of angst and worry are back on the wall, away from you. You can now just really sleep and rest. Heal, the healing coming to you, where now you understand, hey, I've always been powerful. I can now hold my wand of power and I can move with it. I'm powerful, I'm strong. I have finally balanced the feminine and masculine energy within me. I'm no longer shaming myself for being source, for honoring my soul, for breaking free from all this control. And now I'm one with source, one with the clarity, one with the co-creative frequency of my magic, one with my alchemy, and I'm moving forward. I'm on a bike. You'll knock them over with that bike should they even attempt to stop you. And they go flying. Let me tell you, they go flying. The environment around you, and we saw the Two of Cups here, energies coming together. It just flipped over, and look, the Eight of Wands. There you are on your bike. Look at you, just moving through things working out. And so this is support coming as you're moving. Support is coming to assist you along this path too. Energies coming together to assist you there. Galoto Revesh, really beautiful. Stability here of the Three of Pentacles, stable. Finally, stability coming through where you're no longer ashamed of who you are. You're now allowing others to see you in your nudity, in your clarity, in your nakedness, your naked power, your naked frequency. People can see you clearly. And they are honoring you, loving you, appreciating you, celebrating you. You are there. You are beautiful. You're attractive. You are seen. And you are stable now. Relationships and everything coming together to honor you in the best way. Your hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Woo. Okay, all of this. Where you were the hanged one. I love these cards. It says the hanged one, not the hanged man. So it allows everybody to be included. The hanged one. Where you were feeling suspended. You're no longer moving fast. We see the Knight of Swords. We saw the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. You're moving fast to what? The Ten of Cups. Your happiness. Your beautiful frequencies of happiness. And the Seven of Cups coming upside down. We generally don't keep it upside down reversed. We're going to, because we always anchor in the frequency that is aligned. Yet coming upside down really assists you to know that your dreams are no longer going to be up in the air. They're now coming into solid ground. Okay. Your dreams with the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. Your dreams and what you've been wanting to realize no longer being up in the air, no longer being nebulous, because now you've claimed your power, you've claimed your truth, you've released the conditioning, you've released the manipulation, the lies, the nonsense, the nonsensical energies you've released, and now you're finally in your power, accessing your higher frequencies, and it's coming right down to your frequency of creation. Dreams finally manifesting and solidifying, and here we are, here your dreams coming true. From the ethers into physical reality, and look at how happy you are. Dreams come true, wishes fulfilled, no longer being stuck. This is why you were here. It was like, hey, look at what you're still carrying with you, the shame, the grief, the guilt, the whatever it is you were still carrying with you, the fear, the anxiety, the frustration, whatever it is, you were still carrying with you, which you can't, you want more, but until you are still, you need to see the energies that are crucifying you on that tree, that have pinned you to that tree, just like the masters of old, in order for you to break free and write yourself into freedom. Ooh, powerful. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. Powerful. New chapter, new beginnings. Yes, indeed. And crowning the outcome, rather, the outcome. We just saw the flash of the Hermit card. You're not going to be alone. The Hermit energy is coming to an end. You're no longer in the cave. You're going to break free with all your knowledge. You don't need to be in hiding anymore. We're receiving. And look, Three of Swords, healing again. All these swords being released. You come, Fool card. Listen, new beginnings. There we are. You're free out of that cave, right with the Fool at the bottom. So you come to earth with this heart, which is full. But then people put swords and no, you can't do this. You can't love this way. You can't be this way. You can't be magic. You have to do this. You have to do this. No, you can't believe that you're source. You have to go through this external way. You have to worship on these hours, at this day, at this person. You have to do all of these things before you can believe your source and power. Nope. You've taken those souls out and you're healing, and with all the black blood there, it is one, it represents ink, the written word that is enslaving you, being released, and two, the shadow work you've been doing to release yourself to the fullness of your heart. Swords gone out. The wounded healer now no longer being wounded, just being a healer, and new beginnings of the Fool card. Look at you, blissful, colorful, happy, joyous, and you're about to take the plunge into a whole new reality. You're leaving all that world of conditioning behind, because remember, some of them still want to be there, and that's okay. You do you, boo. You keep yourself imprisoned by your swords as much as you want. It's about you, me and I, me and you, only you, right? And now you're about to go and take a plunge deep into the frequencies. So know that right now, by listening to this beautiful activation, this clearing, this beautiful energy, you have been fearless because you've trusted us as we've been taking you on that journey. Fearless, stepping into the unknown, and now you've freed yourself, and now you're about to step into a whole new, beautiful, abundant life of happiness, of joy. This is where you're going. This is it. You've and look, Six of Pentacles, and here we've got 10 of Pentacles. Yes, okay. Delicious. Where are you? So first, this message. Look at that. Bye. He's saying goodbye to those 10 of swords. You wanna stay there. You wanna keep yourself there. Bye. I'm gonna put on my music. I'm gonna listen to my frequencies. I'm going to the sun and off I jump. Don't jump. Why are you jumping? Be scared. You don't know where you're going. If you jump, blasphemy. If you jump, oh, wickedness. Look at you, wicked being. Look at you. Look at you. Wapapa. That's what they said to me when I was being free. And that means I'm being cheeky, but like in a bad way, like cheeky or unruly, because I am last born. So traditionally the last born has to shut up and stay home. No matter how old you are, you shut up. You're the child at home. You don't have any say, you have no voice. So me being here in Cape Town, me setting myself free, me being liberator, me sharing these energies of truth, kapapa, I'm being disruptive, right? And said, yes, bye. Bye-bye. If you want to keep yourself in that sadness, in that fear, in that lack, you do you, boo. I'm going to follow the sun and the frequencies of source, and here you are. This is what you're choosing, and this is what you're aligning to. Not only that, 10 of Cups, you also got the 10 of Pentacles. Because now finally the powerful energy of you within is returning to you, and it's stable. You are coming to the blissful stability of your life. Look at that. This is you. This is why you did all of this, and this is where you are now. Atosh, anchoring this in for you, activating this, connecting to this timeline, connecting to this higher frequency, connecting to this high frequency of wealth, of happiness. Feel it anchor right into you, and feel it grow, and receive a blessing. Receive a blessing right here, right now. Receive something from here, because you have shifted. You have shifted. This reading has shifted you. You are now in your power, free, and now you receive. You receive not from your shame, not from your guilt. You receive from your freedom, your value, your worth, your wealth, your prosperity, your love, your happiness. You receive from your source. You receive from your magic. You receive, you receive, you receive, you receive. Prakash kato. Vala, vala, vala. And it's protected. Nothing can stop this. Why? Because we are source energy. You are source energy. We are power. And we are no longer under the enslavement of wicked men, wicked pasts, wicked frequencies. You are pure love, and thus the world is to you. Pure, pure love. So mote it be. Katash. Beautiful. Okay, so should you wish to have a personal reading with us and go deeper in any other capacity of your life, email at info@dumalauniverse.com, dumalauniverse@gmail.com. And beautiful beings, we love you, and you are free, and you're allowed to be free and fabulous and beautiful. No fucks given for what people think about you. The only one concerned about your well-being is you. Honor you, honor your source, then everything you do is simply love. You are love. You are the most powerful, beautiful, extraordinary, incredible, masterful love there is. You are love. Blessed be.